our community gathered here, for the Spirit that called us together and drew us to this place, we give thanks this day. For moments we have shared with others, for times when we have reached out to others, for times when others have reached out to us, for moments when we have discovered another along our path, we give thanks this day. For this community of welcoming, kindness, and belonging, we give thanks this day. For our gathering together out of distant places, for our weaving together out of many separate selves, this hour of celebration and worship, we give thanks this day. Please join in our opening hymn, Rising in Body or in Spirit. Here we have gathered.
For plump fish return to the nearby rivers. Suddenly, though, through the morning mist, the villagers noticed 2 figures in the distance. 2 people were walking on the road straight toward their village. Who could it be? Who's going to visit the village, and what do they want? It's right here.
Never mind. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to this place of fun and fellowship. I'm Pam Fodor, Director of Programs here at the church, and I'm filling in for Reverend Beth, our minister, who is recovering well from her foot surgery earlier in the week. She will be back next week. I'm joined by Paula Sajid-Dvorak, Jamie Passman, the Celebration Singers, our tech crew, Alex, and Jean, and a handful of other talented church friends, which you will see in a minute. It truly takes a village to put on this year's annual family Thanksgiving service, Stone Soup. If you are visiting us today or are newish to our congregation, we welcome you and invite you to stop by the visitor's desk in the living room at the back of the church. If you are visiting us on YouTube this morning, we welcome you as well, and we invite you to reach out in the live chat or visit our website and click on the Connect button to fill out our newcomers form. Everyone is encouraged to join us downstairs following the service today for delicious stone soup and good company. There's a lot going on around the church, and you can read all about it in News and Notes, which arrives in your inbox every Friday. But I do have a few highlights, so hang with me. In the living room at the back of our sanctuary, you will see a giving tree is set up. If you would like to spread holiday cheer to children whose families are clients of Bed Plus, you can choose an ornament off the tree, purchase the gift, and return it unwrapped to church next Sunday. It's kind of a quick turnaround, but we know many, many children and families will be grateful. Today, during our luncheon, folks will be packing food for Beds Plus. If you would like to help, stop in the room off the kitchen, the room off of the Alice Warren room next to the kitchen. For the next 2 Sundays, we will be holding our new UU workshop. If you are new to our congregation, you won't want to miss this opportunity to learn more about Unitarian Universalism and our church. There's a sign-up sheet in the back of the sanctuary, or you can contact me or any member of the membership committee. Raise your hands if that's you. All right. A couple more. On Friday, December 6th, we will have our annual Deck the Halls party to decorate our church sanctuary for the holidays. All ages are invited, and if you would like, bring a holiday snack to share. We will meet at 7 o'clock. And finally, because of the Thanksgiving holiday, the deadline for News and Notes will be Tuesday at noon. Please respect our editor's time with her family and get your announcements in. There are many, many other events that I didn't mention going on at the church, so be sure to read your News and Notes. And on that note, let's light our chalice. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us.
While we were beginning our worship service, the villagers were still staring down the road, watching the 2 strangers approach. Would they be friendly? Were they dangerous? What reasons could they have for visiting their village, especially during the lean days of spring? Questions whirled through the villagers' minds. As the strangers entered the village, an elder stepped forward to greet them.
Maybe now.
Thank you. Let's do that again. Good morning and peace to you. Who passes this way?
Greetings and peace to you, madam. We are simple travelers on a long journey.
We seek nothing but a friendly people so that we might rest our feet for the day, share some stories and a meal, and sleep among friends tonight before continuing on our way.
You come in peace and are in need of rest. We are a humble village, but a friendly one, and we would welcome hearing the stories and news that you bring from far away. We have warm fires that will keep you safe and comfortable as you sleep, but a meal, you say? You want to share a meal? Do you bring the meal with you?
We bring stories and news.
And some lovely stones and seashells I picked up along the way.
You and those silly seashells. You and those silly stones you just had to pick up. We do bring important news from the cities on the other side of the mountain, madam. We bring stories of intrigue and suspense from those who have fought dragons and lived to tell the tale. We bring just the juiciest gossip of the king's new consort and her considerable assets. But we do not, I beg your understanding, bring a meal.
Unless you want to chew on my seashells, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Thank you. Give me the mic. We're eager to hear your stories, my friends, and your news. I'm particularly interested to hear about the assets of the king's new consort. But our offer of a fire and friendship still stands. You may join us for this day and night, but we beg your understanding. This has been a hard winter, and we have very little food to get us through to the growing season. There's barely enough food for ourselves, so we can't provide you with a meal.
Oh, thank you. We understand and appreciate taking simple sanctuary with you this day and night.
Drat, I'm hungry. What are we going to do? How will we eat?
We'll think of something. Just please stop with the stones and the seashells. I am tired of hearing about them. That's Paula.
What hardship. Everyone's hungry, but no one seems able to share their food. As we let the strangers and the villagers find their way to the village, let's celebrate that they are at least going to be together. Please join in singing hymn number 67, We Sing Now Together.
The two strangers were happy to enter the village. They found a beautiful glade of trees where they could be comfortable. As they settled in, their growling stomachs reminded them that, while they'd met with good fortune in the village, it wasn't outstanding fortune. The villagers seemed hungry or stingy or both. It was hard to tell. What was clear was that the villagers wouldn't be offering any food to the strangers anytime soon.
So am I, friend.
I'm so hungry, I can't stop thinking about golden griddle cakes made from the finest cornmeal.
Oh no, let's not speak of food. You're just making me hungrier.
That's what I'd like to eat right now. Big, steaming stack of fluffy griddle cakes with juicy blueberries and wildflower honey on top.
What did I just say?
And then I'd like to eat a platter of succulent grilled fish with roasted vegetables and sea salt.
Am I talking to myself? Please stop.
Fish with potatoes, little roasted potatoes, crispy, little salty potatoes.
Yeah. If you don't stop, I'm going to leave you to rest here and find someone else to sit with. I am. See if I don't.
To tell you the truth, I'd settle for a nice hot bowl of soup. Too bad all we have are these stones. You're right. It was silly to pick them up. You can't make soup out of stones. Nope, nope, nope.
That's it. First, you won't stop talking about seashells and stones. And now you won't stop with the food talk. Stones, soup. Stones, soup. It's driving me crazy. Stone soup, stone soup, stone. Wait a minute. Hey, hey.
What? Did you forget to tell me that you actually have some griddle cakes with you?
No, I have an idea. Would you please show me one of the stones?
Now you're interested in my stones?
That's a shell. I said stone. It'll work. How would you like to make a little magic with this stone and shell? I think it could help us make a very nice meal.
I can't imagine how, but I'm all ears. Tell me what you have in mind.
Now is the time in our service when we make a little magic for our congregation by taking the offering for its financial support.
Pardon me, friend, but do you have a large pot?
What? A cooking pot? Why would you want that? if it's a bath you want, the river's right around that bend. The water's pretty cold right now, but
A cooking pot is what we want, madam, and cooking is what we're going to use it for. You see, we just remembered that some of these stones and my companion is carrying are, well, they're of the magic variety. You see, and we want to thank your village for your hospitality by making stone soup.
Stone soup? I've never heard of such a thing. Doesn't sound very appetizing.
Ah, but it is, madam. Stone soup is appetizing and delectable, and it's very simple to make. All you need is the right stone, which we have, and a cooking pot, which we very much hope you'll lend us, and some fresh water from your well, which shouldn't be a problem, and finally, a small fire on which to cook, which is already before us.
And so it, curious, hungry, and eager to be of assistance, the villagers helped the two strangers fill the pot with fresh water and then hoisted the pot over a cooking fire. As they did, the villagers whispered to one another, "Stone soup! Have you ever heard of such a thing? What can this be? How?"
Thank you, friends. Now let me add the magic stone, and our soup will be, well, underway.
Is it ready yet?
No, not yet, friend, not yet. Like any soup, stone soup takes a while to prepare. It will be ready to eat by and by.
The stone soup began to simmer, and the villagers stood around, watching the strangers, more curious than ever, but also hungrier than ever. As the two strangers began brewing their stone soup, the hungry villagers looked on, and so the magic began.
Where did you learn how to make stone soup? Is it a traditional food from your homeland?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yes. Both of us have made stone soup many, many times. Help me out here on this one, would you please?
Yes, many times. Although this batch of soup probably won't be quite as good as it was last time we made it. Remember that?
Oh, yes, nothing could be as delicious as that soup. It tasted as though the angels themselves had made it.
Heavenly. We might be able to make this batch of stone soup as delicious as that one, if only...
If only...
What? If only what?
If only we had an onion or two. If only we could get some onions, this soup would tempt the gods themselves to come down from heaven to eat among us.
I might be able to help with that. I have some onions in my cellar and was saving them for, well, it doesn't matter. Would you like them for the soup?
Of course! Thank you!
Ah, yes, now it's becoming sublime stone soup. Sort of sublime with onions. To be truly sublime, we also need to have a few carrots, but that would be too much to expect.
It certainly would. A few carrots are out of the question, even though they'd make our stone soup supremely sublime.
Actually, I still have a few carrots left in my cellar. May I give them to you for our soup?
Yes, you may add your carrots, sir.
Thank you for sharing, friend. Now our stone soup is on its way to be superbly satisfying.
I mean not to interfere with your magical soup, but
Speak up, friend. What is it?
is there any chance that your stone soup would benefit from a few potatoes?
Certainly.
Superb, sublime.
The shy villagers became bolder, stepping forward to reveal that they had small treasures in their cellars and cold stores. A child was sent forth by her parents with a small cabbage. Who has the cabbage? Come on up. A man proffered a handful of peas. And another villager supplied a couple of eggplants. Yet another villager stepped up to the pot of bubbling soup with 2 juicy tomatoes. And lastly, a few good shakes of salt and pepper. Every time someone brought forward a small contribution to the soup, the strangers gratefully accepted it and stirred it into the soup pot. Well, almost every time. There was one exception.
Anchovies? No! Anchovies!
What my companion means is we couldn't possibly accept such a generous contribution. But thank you anyway. Perhaps as an appetizer?
The soup pot, now filled with an assortment of vegetables and grains, began to release its tantalizing aroma throughout the village. I bet if you take a big sniff right now, you might be able to smell it. Everyone's mouth was watering and stomach grumbling to think of eating such a fine meal. The stone soup was nearly complete, and the villagers' hope and gratitude began to crowd out thoughts of hunger.
Before we join the villagers in their feast, we pause to find our reasons for hope and gratitude. During this time of silent meditation, let us savor this moment, here and now, and the company we share. Spirit of life and love, too often when we see someone in need, our hearts turn to stone. Too often, the people who cross paths with us move us to indifference or irritation, or they simply become invisible to us amid the burdens we carry. This week, or even this day, we will surely encounter someone or something that might cause our hearts to turn to stone. When that happens, may we remember that of all the gifts we can give, the greatest gift is love. May our hearts open not just to those who are close to us, but to all people and beings whom we encounter. Let our judgment turn to forgiveness. Let our irritation give way to patience. Let us live our belief in compassion and love. Blessed be.
Finally, the meal was ready. After cooking for an afternoon, the strangers and their magic stone had prepared a soup that was now ready to be eaten.
Step right up, my friends, step right up. Bring a bowl, bring a spoon, and come taste this delicious stone soup.
What if we run out?
Oh, we won't run out. There's plenty of soup for everyone to eat. That's the magic of stone soup.
No matter how old they were, every villager had his or her fill of soup from the bubbling pot. Everyone agreed that it was the tastiest soup they'd ever eaten, and no one could quite believe that the strangers had made it from a single small stone. That night, the villagers slept soundly, with full bellies and grateful hearts. It was a little easier to believe that spring, with its bounty of food, was just around the corner. It was easier for the villagers to hope that they'd never know such a deep hunger again. And it was satisfying for the villagers to reflect that, upon welcoming strangers among them, they had received a gift that they'd never expected.
We too have so much to share, not only with one another, but also with the community around us. In this story, our strangers told the villagers that they created soup with magic stones. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe the stone was actually magic? Sure. What one person might call magic is known to others by different names, like grace, or random acts of kindness, or even luck. If you pay attention, you'll find that we experience these moments of magic or senseless grace everywhere. Seeking out these moments takes some effort and energy, but it's very easy to find problems in the world around us. But only very skilled eyes and hearts can find grace and kindness from moment to moment. I challenge you this holiday season to be the change you would like to see in the world. Work your own little bit of magic.
They stepped onto the road. A few of the villagers came to see them off.
Must you go so soon?
Go we must, our journey continues.
Before you leave, please, I have 2 questions for you. 2 questions that all of us have been talking about since our meal. The first is this: why did you take such kindness on us?
It was you who were first kind to us, madam. You welcomed us into your village, and you liked my shells. I always appreciate it when people admire my seashell collection.
Our kindness was more than just repaying your kindness. However, it is our way. It is the way we wish to be in the world.
Also, we just like soup.
Thank you. Thank you for entering our village as strangers and leaving as friends.
The strangers waved to the villagers, who happily waved back. It wasn't until the strangers had reached the bend in the road that the elder remembered her second question.
Wait, where did you get that magic stone?
But the strangers had already rounded the bend in the road. Their answer was caught by the wind and carried into the treetops.
Never know.
The villagers never learned exactly where the strangers had found that magic stone. But over the years, the wisest among them realized that the magic stones were all around them before their very eyes. Please rise in body or in spirit and join in our closing hymn, We Lift Our Hearts in Thanksgiving, number 355. May we whisper thank you for all that is good in our lives. May we shout thank you for the abundance of blessings. Thank you. May we feel thank you, thank you, thank you deep within our hearts and around us right now. May we be thankful down to our bones for this time together. May we take the time to feed each other, take care of each other, appreciate and trust each other, and say thank you. It is the only prayer we'll ever need. Please join us downstairs for stone soup and enjoy your holiday season.